The majority of regular investors are unaware that Wall Street behemoths are covertly amassing XRP. The SEC, meantime, is frantically trying to halt them through investigations and court cases. In reality, what goes on behind closed doors? Are these actions a component of a more comprehensive plan? Will XRP reach $1,000? Some experts think it's an eventuality rather than only a possibility. It's a mathematical certainty supported by intricate financial models and market movements, even though it's not a meme. Stay tuned as we delve into BlackRock's rumored XRP ETF in this video, which has the potential to revolutionize the market. We'll also look at XRP's place in the 1.2 quadrillion derivatives market, which is so big it's difficult to understand. Not to mention the SEC's waning influence over the Ripple case, which may have significant ramifications. Let's examine what XRP's future holds and why its price might soar to unprecedented heights, potentially altering the financial world. But first, if you haven't already, remember to hit the like button and subscribe. We can provide you with the most recent information and updates thanks to your support. The cryptocurrency that has been the favorite and the goal of regulatory agencies and institutional investors is called XRP. Although the SEC and Ripple have been engaged in a well-publicized conflict, a much larger scheme is at play here. Big Wall Street firms like BlackRock are subtly doing actions that could cause the price of XRP to soar to an incredible $1,000. Let's examine the main factors that are making this a mathematical certainty rather than simply a possibility. BlackRock's rumored XRP ETF comes first. Did you hear correctly? The financial community is ablaze with anticipation and conjecture over this possible move. According to reports, BlackRock, which is renowned for its astute investments and market insight, is considering XRP for its upcoming major ETF launch. There are rumors that the world's biggest asset management, BlackRock, is going to introduce an exchange-traded fund for XRP. However, why XRP? Many people have been curious about this question, considering the asset manager's track record of making wise and significant investment choices. The move, however, is similar to their Bitcoin strategy. BlackRock paved the way for institutional investors to enter the cryptocurrency sector with the launch of its Bitcoin ETF. In terms of institutional exposure to cryptocurrencies, BlackRock changed the game with the introduction of its Bitcoin ETF. The Bitcoin ETF gave big investors a safe, regulated method to get into the erratic but profitable world of digital assets. They have discovered that it can be quite advantageous to gain exposure to the appropriate digital assets such as Bitcoin. They have probably been inspired to investigate other attractive digital assets by the success of their Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock now appears to be placing a large wager on XRP. Why? Because of its distinct benefits, XRP is a desirable choice for institutional investors. Because XRP is more than simply a cryptocurrency, it is a financial infrastructure solution that can be used as the foundation for institutional settlements and cross-border payments. Its technology makes it a key asset in the changing financial landscape by enabling quick and inexpensive international transactions. In the event that BlackRock's XRP ETF is accurate, XRP's value would skyrocket due to institutional endorsement. The asset's price would rise due to the inexorable demand created by the enormous sums of capital coming into it. The $1.2 quadrillion derivatives market is the next topic of discussion. Yes, you heard correctly, quadrillion. XRP is essential in this market, which is about 20 times the size of the world economy. XRP serves as a payment rail for international financial institutions, particularly for settlement needs, and is not merely a speculative coin. The capacity of XRP to enable quick, inexpensive, and secure transactions makes it a perfect fit for this industry in a world where trillions of dollars are constantly moving. Given that institutional players like BlackRock are interested in XRP, it is evident that XRP is more than simply a cryptocurrency. It is becoming into the financial system's settlement currency, which is why its price may soar to unprecedented heights. The futures market's demand for XRP may cause price rises that are impossible to predict. $1,000 per XRP is not an unreasonable price. We must now discuss the SEC and its ongoing conflict with Ripple. The SEC has been attempting for years to classify XRP as a security, subjecting it to the same stringent restrictions as conventional securities. However, Ripple has resisted the SEC's best attempts, and the case is gradually beginning to wane. It appears from recent events that the SEC's case against Ripple is beginning to unravel. The SEC's control over Ripple and consequently XRP is waning, since a settlement may be imminent. It would be revolutionary if Ripple and the SEC reached a deal. Investors would have the all-clear to pour money into XRP as the legal haze would lift. The price of XRP would then skyrocket. However, this is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. RWAs, or real-world assets, are tokenized on the XRP ledger. Cross-border payments are only one aspect of XRP's mission to transform the financial system as a whole. Institutions may find it simpler to trade, settle, and conduct transactions with real-world assets on the blockchain if the XRP ledger tokenizes everything from stocks to real estate. This suggests that XRP may be essential to the financial industry in the future, since it will link conventional assets with the emerging field of decentralized finance, or DeFi. The market for tokenized assets has enormous potential, and XRP is well positioned to play a key role in it. What about the cost of XRP? Analysts and investors have been debating this digital asset in great detail. Historical trends indicate that XRP has previously seen dramatic price spikes. These spikes have frequently been fueled by market speculation and noteworthy news stories, but institutional adoption, possible exchange-traded funds (ETFs), increased acceptance of cryptocurrencies, and the tokenization of physical assets have altered market dynamics. XRP is in a good position to gain from these changing patterns. The price of XRP could go anywhere in the future. Prices may reach previously unheard of heights as more investors and financial institutions realize its potential. Price estimates that were unthinkable just a few years ago are now being projected by analysts. XRP may even hit new all-time highs, according to certain projections. While $1,000 per XRP may seem crazy, a perfect storm for possible price growth, however, is created when you take into account the variables at play, including expanding institutional investor interest, the derivatives market, BlackRock's engagement, increased usefulness and adoption, and a waning SEC case. It turns into a very real prospect. XRP has a bright future ahead of it, and only time will tell how high it may rise. What does this signify for XRP's future then? Instead of playing checkers, Wall Street is playing chess. A perfect storm for XRP is being created by BlackRock's actions, the sizable derivatives market, and the possibility of an SEC settlement. The SEC's time to ban Ripple is running out, and if the legal shroud clears, the price of XRP may soar beyond anyone's expectations. The reality is straightforward. The climb of XRP to $1,000 is mathematically certain, and not simply a wishful thinking. The SEC is powerless to stop the inflow of institutional funds and the establishment of the necessary infrastructure. The rocket has been fueled and is prepared for takeoff. Please remember to use the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell if you thought this video was informative, so you don't miss any future updates. We'll be closely monitoring XRP's progress and providing you with all of the latest information. Stay ahead of the game and focus on the goal until the next time. To the moon, XRP.